Hey, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Tuesday's Market Situation or SITREP. Again, thanks for all the well wishes yesterday for Veterans Day. Honored to serve. Obviously, I'm still in Facebook jail for publishing a picture of the whistleblower, and a bunch of you have forwarded me screenshots of folks who have also posted this same picture, and their accounts haven't been thrown in jail for 30 days. There's the fascist folks. It's Facebook, it's Instagram, it's Twitter. It's Google. It's all these limousine liberal companies that are trying to silence free speech. And don't give me any of this bullshit about they're a private company. They're holding themselves out as the public square, folks. Facebook, in recent court filings, has said it is a publishing company. If so, it falls under the fair standards that all of these companies are subject to. Same people who yell that Facebook can ban you for whatever reason they want are the same people that wanted to put a bakery out of business for refusing to bake a cake for a gay wedding, right? They're the same people that wanted to force down the throats of nuns, Catholic nuns, to force them to provide birth control pills to employees, which is a mortal sin to these nuns. So the best part about being a liberal or a Democrat is having a double standard, right? And always being on the right side of their double standard. So if you want to follow me while I'm in jail, you can. I am on Instagram, unfortunately, until we come out with with real social media that isn't biased like these folks. So it's just it's Matthew Buckley on Instagram. You guys can follow me over there. Sent out a good one-day trade on EWZ, a bear call spread. Let's take a look at EWZ. Sent that out via email and text. Take a look at this. So Lula got out of prison a couple days ago, and he can go back to prison pretty damn quickly, but he's trying to announce a run for president. It's kind of equivalent to Trump and Clinton. First of all, Hillary Clinton should be in jail, obviously, because if you did 1/10 of what that woman admitted or has done, you'd be in jail. But anyway, so it's like her getting out of prison right now and still facing more charges and could go back to prison, but saying she wants to run for president. So the Bovespa, the Brazilian stock exchange, gave a nice little pullback here, and we added a bear call spread today out to Friday. We're going to pound the EWZ into the dirt. Lula's free, but the dude's facing new charges, and in Brazil, you can't run for president if you are have these criminal charges. They have to be overturned. So kind of a little bit of a shit show down there. Bolsonaro is the Trump of the tropics. The guy's anti-crime. He's trying to privatize a lot of the government agencies down there in Brazil. The government's involved in everything, and he's trying to undo that. So obviously we're rooting for Bolsonaro, and these socialist, liberal communists need to go back to jail. President Xi talking to his top military commanders saying, hey, man, you need to be as powerful as tigers because this so-called trade war has little to do with trade. It has more to do with the U.S. attempting to squash China as a rising power, and we're going to military defeat the United States. Hong Kong getting ugly. The chief of police saying, hey, we're on the brink of a total breakdown. Hopefully, not hopefully, but by now you should have seen the clip of the dude getting shot right in the chest by a revolver by a Chinese cop. And this thing's going to get worse, folks. This has everything to do with trade, and we're not going to get a trade deal if these guys are going to go Tiananmen Square on Hong Kong. It's just not going to happen. The president, I'm watching him right now speaking. That's why I'm doing the SITREP, is because he more or less did what I predicted he was going to do, which was kind of a victory lap about where we are as far as the economy, unemployment, and also the stock market, obviously. And then he made fun of all of his predecessors, obviously, and rightly so, for getting screwed on trade with China. He did kind of say he was a little soft on Europe and not as hard as some expect, but he's also been pretty hard on China. He said the most bullish thing I heard about that was, hey, maybe we'll get a trade deal soon. I don't know, but he kind of likes where we are. So yesterday, if you're a weekly options member, right around here, I sent out a bull put spread on the S&P 500, and just before we got into the primary live trade brief, which was at about 10 a.m., we got out of it. A nice 70% profit where is it? 70%. Yeah, about $1,300. We made 70%, $1,300, $1,260 profit in one day. I got out of that in front of the president talking just because I had no idea what he was going to say. But my SOP, my standard operating procedure says, hey, if you make 70% on a trade one day, go ahead and close that. So we've kind of melted up here, folks, and we really are on a precipice. This ledge rate here, we popped through 3,100 earlier on the S&P 500. Never been up here before. This is a record high for the markets, and we're kind of teetering. This is either going to be a ceiling or a floor, right? And I think, barring some massive implosion with the trade deal, that this might be become a floor here. There is a big FOMO rally going on right now, fear of missing out. There are a lot of money managers who are chasing performance. It's getting towards the end of the year, folks, and guess what? A lot of these guys and gals have underperformed the S&P 500 year to date. So what do they got to do? They got to get into equities, man. Before my birthday, subtle hint, December 31st, they have to goose equities, man. They have to goose their portfolios, or they ain't getting a bonus and another house in the Hamptons, folks. So this FOMO rally is really what's driving us higher, along with this, the QE, not QE rally, right? The Fed is in there buying stuff, folks. And this is, there's nowhere else to go. People are getting out of safer assets, getting rid of their hedges, and getting into this market. That's a little worrisome when you hear something like that, like everybody jumping in the pool with both feet. However, guess who is selling? Insiders, folks. Insider selling at corporations are at their highest level in years, along with the fact, as I briefed you over the past 3 months, that S&P 500 companies, who were the number one driver of the S&P 500's performance over the past 2 years, have stopped buying. So guess who is buying all this stuff, right? These FOMO, these portfolio managers who are missed out on this rally are buying. You know who's selling? Insiders. Insiders and the rich who are preparing for a crash. So don't get me wrong, as we covered today in the primary live trade brief this morning, and the replay should be posted here in a couple minutes, about 3 minutes there. Don't get me wrong. I think we're going to have a little bit of a November, December Santa Claus rally, and just could always be wrong with the president doing something on trade. But guess what, folks? You have to be cautiously bullish in this market. Big C, little b. Big cautious, little bullish. You have to trade the market you have, not the one you want. And guess what? The market we have is grinding higher, grinding this wall of worry, so to speak. There's a lot of uncertainty out there, but folks, this is insanity. So nice one-day trade on the S&P 500, but look at the VIX, man. We're down here at 12.5. We haven't seen a period of this extended low volatility since about April, and then look what happened. Freak out. Extended period of low volatility, freak out. Extended period of low volatility, nothing? No, come on, man. Something's got to happen. So we talked. Please make sure you watch the replay from today's primary live trade brief. It is critical you watch it. I talk about trades, hedges, treads, talk about volatility, talk about everything that's going on with this ledge, and why I'm big C, little b. Big cautious, little bullish, trading the market we have, not the one we want. So the president more or less didn't say anything, and you can see by the daily chart of the S&P 500 that nothing was said. It went on right about. Let's take a look. He went on a little afternoon here. He got really bearish, he kind of slammed China and all the trade practices. You can see where that happened. And then he's doing Q&A right now and kind of got a little bullish about getting a trade deal. So a little bit of noise here, but let's take a look at tomorrow. This will be a big speech tomorrow. Jerome Powell is testifying. He's before the Joint Economic Committee in Washington. So this is also when the when the impeachment, not trial and proceeding, whatever it's called, goes through, and he also speaks on Thursday. So this will be a big one. So congressmen will be running back and forth between talking about impeaching the president and also Jerome Powell and interest rates. So big Wednesday, big Thursday. I think we kind of hang here, waiting for our next leg higher, but I do think we head higher. But again, one more time, big C, little b. big cautious, little bullish. The cautious means you have got to have some hedges on. Almost every trade, well, no, not almost every trade we do here at Top Gun Options is hedged, folks. These spreads, this is the bear call spread. We looked at EWZ for today. It's hedged, right? The max loss is defined, risking $5,400 to potentially make notionally $2,100, right? Nice 70% probability of that. So that's hedged, right? So your max risk, the most you can lose on that trade. So like I said, we are in and of itself hedged with all of our trades. And how's the EWZ doing today? There we go. Little pop. I think the president was talking bullish about trade. Let me go to the 3-minute chart here. Yeah, something good out of the president. All right, I'll tell you what. Let me get going. I'm going to post the replay here. It finally is done rendering, and I want to go back to the president's QA. But the rest of it was really a non-event. I mean, I more or less told you what he was going to say in the PLTB. I left room as a hedge for what? The dude could just pull something out of the air like a phase one or something else. But no, it was mainly a victory lap, slam Jerome Powell at the Fed, slam all the presidents before him, and talk about himself. So standard Trump speech, didn't see anything new in there to be uber bullish about, but didn't see anything to be uber bearish about. He did say he sees a trade war on the horizon soon. But, soon was 20 months ago when he was walking out to the helicopter saying, hey, got off the phone with Xi, huge trade deal, going to be great, everything's fantastic. And those days are over with. So, all right, guys, I'll get the replay posted, and then I will see many of you tomorrow for accelerated retirement. Have a great rest of your day. Happy hunting. Make sure you hedge, and God bless.